will, as I live and breathe, and what brings you in this fine morning?
What's so fine about it? Give me a whiskey.
Whiskey it is. Say you got any plans for the rest of your day?
How are my plans any of your business?
Just so happens the kid's been over there waiting on a game.
Really?
Finding your heart's league beat today?
Yeah, I'll think
Well,
about it.
try hard.
I thought I told you no cooking Jake's on my table, boy.
You're just gonna start right in on him.
Winnie, would you just leave me be?
I thought I told you no Jake's in my table.
Kid, I think you better be going and ask where you came.
Shut up and pour me another drink. Where you going, kid? I'll snap that look on.
Kid, go!
I told you to leave me alone!
Get out of here, kid, go! Kale, you alright? Kale! Somebody go get the dog! Well, I guess somebody better go get the dog. Mr. Cahill would lay there for more than 12 hours while he slowly dies in agony on the floor. Mr. Antrim would flee to New Mexico, where he'd change his name to William H. Bonney. But you might know him better as Billy the Kid, and you just witnessed his first shooting. So let's have a hand for our actors. Vote. It's not bad for a dead guy, right? Yeah. Now the year's still 1877, and this town, it doesn't exist yet. It's just a small patch of desert by the name of Goose Flats. The only people that lived up here are renegade Apache Indians. But there's a prospector by the name of Ed Shefflin. Now Ed lives up at Camp Huachuca, now modern day Fort Huachuca, and he's up here searching these parts for any gold or silver he could find. But the cavalry kept telling him, Ed, the only thing you're gonna find up here is your tombstone. Well, fortunately for us, Ed doesn't listen. He finds a stripe 1 foot wide by 50 feet long. And when you stake your claim, well, you have to name it. And Ed, having a little bit of a sense of humor, well, he decides to name it Tombstone. Y'all were paying attention. Now, by 1881, this was one of the biggest boom towns in the Southwest. People would flock here to seek their fortunes. Permanent housing was built, hotels, supply stores, and for us adults, well, now if you notice, Owl Street, it's only 4 blocks long. In its heyday, it was only 9. But there was over 60 liquor licenses and 16 gambling establishments. Wasn't very hard to find trouble up on Owl Street. In fact, the mayor at the time was reported as saying the Tombstone would have a man for breakfast every day. Now, with all that trouble, there had to be some sort of trade-off, and the trade-off was silver. You had your hard-working types like the miners. You also had your unscrupulous characters, such as the Cowboys gang. But Tombstone also had its heroic types, like Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. But one man you may not have heard of is Luke Short. Now, Luke was a fine dresser, a good gunman, but a hell of a gambler. In fact, it was reported that he could count cards, which in the 1880s was unheard of and not really understood. So we can only assume he was just that good. Now, being that good, men would often call you a cheat. And one of those men was Charlie Storms. Now, Charlie wasn't bad with a gun, but he was often drunk, which made him terrible at gambling. Now, he loses a lot of money in loot the night before, comes back to the Oriental to try to win some of it back. The bartender that day was Bat Masterson, but today being played by Beth. Well, she gets mixed up in this little mess. So let's see how this day in history plays out, shall we?
Well, top of the morning to you, Beth.
Oh, good morning, Luke. How are you today?
Any day above ground's a good day.
Breakfast.
Absolutely. So you don't seem too busy in here this morning. Let's see you a few hands.
You know what? I don't mind if I do.
Got it.
Say, I heard about that game last night.
Game? Yeah, that was no game.
Did you clean him out?
In under 5 minutes.
One hand?
Absolutely.
They're gonna have to start calling that boy One Hand Charlie. He keeps playing like that.
They're gonna have to start calling him No Hand Charlie. He keeps playing like that. Well, speaking of the devil.
Well, Charlie, shot for shot,
Might as well.
what brings you back in today?
I came to win back my money.
Good luck with that.
Your really gonna play him again after last night?
I got no choice. Besides, he can't be that lucky.
Well, from what I hear, he ain't lucky. He's good.
Well, I don't plan on losing.
Well, good luck, Charlie. So you boys don't mind if I sit in, do ya?
Oh, not at all, Beth.
Oh, good, because I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Yeah, I sure wish I did. Say, Charlie,
What?
why don't you just forego all the agony and just go ahead and hand me the 300?
Just deal the cards.
Well, you gonna aim?
I just sat down. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Can you deal any slower?
Well, I could prolong your pain as long as you would like there, Charlie.
You know, Charlie, the longer it takes him to deal, the longer you get to hang on to your money.
Now that'd be smart.
Well, now that's the worst tell ever.
That's not sale at all. All right, Charlie. How many cards you need? 5?
One from the top.
You watch your mouth, boy. How many cards you need, Beth?
Well, I think with a face like that and a one-card draw, I'm afraid I'm out here.
You know, I have a feeling it's going to happen this morning. All right, Charlie. What do you want to do?
Come on, Luke. Let's play. Oh, what's so funny?
What the hell was that?
Charlie, you know, if you draw out your stakes just a little bit here, you get to play more than one hand.
That'd be smart.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, that's highly doubtful. But you know, you sure have my curiosity going this morning. I think I'm gonna call him. What do you have, Charlie?
Full house. Looks like I'm winning.
Congratulations.
Hold.
What do you mean, hold it?
That's a good hand.
That's a great
That's
hand.
a hell of a hand.
Well, normally it would be. The problem is it don't beat a straight. Get out that iron.
You didn't pull from the
I
deck.
didn't need to pull from the deck.
Nobody's that lucky.
Well, obviously I am.
I told you he ain't lucky. He's good.
Maintain, that's it. Let the Scorcher Steam gets to the door now.
Now, Luke, that's cocked and loaded.
Honey, it don't work unless it's cocked and loaded.
Darling, put that gun away from me, please.
It's your lucky day, Charlie.
You can't come in here and call a man a cheat like that.
But Beth, you're my friend.
I'm everybody's friend, but you made the bet.
Well,
You made the bet. He called and you lost, Charlie. Now you're drunk. Go on home.
Bye, Charlie.
What's that? Look at what's coming to you. Just what?
Why you gotta prod the boy that way?
Oh, come on, Beth. You know that boy's nothing but an annoyance.
That very well may be, but you're gonna get somebody killed around here.
It's not gonna be me.
And I don't want it to be me either.
Nah, that wouldn't be very good.
Besides, you're not making any friends around here.
Nah, that's not true at all, Beth. I'm making a whole lot of friends. Look at all of them.
That is not what I meant, you know it.
Oh, enough of this. Give me another shot. Besides, it would behoove that young man to find himself a new form of entertainment. Because obviously this one is not his forte.
Well, what would you suggest? Maybe he'd take up knitting or something.
That would be a safer hobby.
Luke!
You got some aggravating friends, Beth.
It appears I do.
I'll go get the marshal.
I guess I'll be your witness. Well, Charlie certainly underestimated Luke that day, didn't he? Luke got off 4 shots, 2 of which went through the same hole in Charlie's heart. That poor fellow right there, he was dead before he hit the floor. Now, if you'd like to visit Charlie, well, you can do so today, because he's located right up there at our Blue Hill Cemetery. And as for Luke, well, he went on to lead a very long and prosperous gambling career. So let's have a hand for our actors, folks. Woo! That was some pretty fast shooting, wasn't it? Y'all having fun so far? Yeah. Now, y'all heard of the gunfight at the OK Corral? What if I told you it actually didn't happen at the OK Corral? It actually happened in an empty lot off Fremont Street, near where the park is today. But Hollywood didn't think you'd go see a movie called The Gunfight in the Empty Lot. So they changed the name, and they changed history. Now, the gunfight is between the Earthstock Holiday versus the Cowboys gang. We actually have one of the rarest photos of the Cowboys gang up by the noose above the ATM. Now, below that is an index telling you how, when, and where each man in that photo died. Now, 2 men in that photo, Ike Clanton and Billy Claiborne, they ran away from the gunfight and were branded as cowards. Now, Ike would meet his maker in 1887 while wrestling some cattle. Claiborne would meet his much sooner. You see, he leaves Tombstone but comes back 2 months later, insisting everybody call him Billy the Kid Claiborne, after his hero and supposed friend, the real Billy the Kid. Now, Claiborne has another friend by the name of Johnny Ringo. Y'all heard of him? Well, in the movie, it's depicted that Doc Holliday is the killer of Johnny